Rock's new Egoist League is soon to be ending, with the final goal likely coming in the next chapter, which releases in less than 24 hours of this video going up. And with several potential strikers who can end this game, many are wondering who it is going to be. So in today's video, I'll be going through the list of potential goal scorers for this game, and I'll be ranking them based on how likely I believe they are to score the winning goal. Now this video, like I mentioned not 10 seconds ago, is made before the release of chapter 293. So if the prediction I make in this video is wrong, then I admit it. I was wrong. I have made a video similar to this almost 6 months ago, and since there's been a lot of development since then, it's time for a redo. Before I get into the video though, I want to leave a spoiler warning for the current chapters of the manga, and if you are not caught up to the latest releases, I would suggest clicking off this video now if you wish to not be spoiled. I also have a Discord server called the New Egoist Geeks, which you should totally join. The link to that is down below. Now coming in at the bottom of list of potential goal scorers, I have Shido Ryusei. Looking at all of the reasons for Shido scoring the final goal, it mostly comes down to his lack of involvement as a striker throughout the majority of the match. Sure, Shido did score the very first goal of this game thanks to a dragon header and an improvised chemical reaction with Charles, but thanks to the style change by Kunigami, he was made pretty much useless for the majority of this game. And even after Kunigami got subbed off, Shido continued to do very little for the majority of the match. Now this was mostly done because of a central focus on Rain, Isagi, and Kaiser, which has led many fans to hoping that he will have his big final moment at the end of this game. But for that moment to be a goal and the final goal of the NEL, I really just don't see it being possible. When looking at the final goals of a game, they are usually made to be something more hype and impressive than the previous one. And considering Shido's first goal was the dragon header, it wasn't really anything special by his standards. So if Shido were to score the final goal, it would have to be something more impressive than the dragon header goal that he scored at the beginning. But as of late, Shido has been aiming to assist Rain and unite PXG, so it doesn't seem like he's going to be going out for goals. So out of every player with the potential to score a goal, I think Shido is by far the least likely. After the Pink Devil, we have the most recent substitution onto the pitch and the Apostle of Victory, that being Kenya Yukimiya. With the end of the last chapter, we saw Yukimiya rushing up the field with the ball dropping towards him. This has led many fans to believe that with the assistance of a Ness awakening, Yukimiya would score the final goal like he did in the Manshan game. And for very similar reasons to Shido, Yukimiya has done very little in this game that would contribute to an increased value. On our end, we know that he awakened Predator Eye, but aside from the 2 lone dribble breaks, he hasn't really done much since his sub-in. But in his defense, we can't really hold that against him since he only subbed in around 5 chapters ago. But even then, I still don't think Yukimiya is going to be the one to score the final goal. We saw his last attempt to score be blocked by Charles, and now with Karatsu, Charles, Rin, and Shido on defense, I think that with the potential for Zantatsu or Nanase to come back as well, Yukimiya really doesn't stand a chance at scoring. In fact, I really don't think that Yukimiya or Hiori is going to have any more impact on this game. We got dialogue in chapter 291 from Hiori and Yukimiya, and those really felt like closing remarks for their characters. And with Hiori's final obstacle in Karatsu being defeated, I don't really see a better way to end off his performance in this game. So for both Yukimiya and Hiori, I believe that their moments during this game have been completed, which would mean that Yukimiya is unlikely to score the final goal. Following him though is a character whose ego and playstyle have completely changed, especially in this game, that being Rensuke Kunigami. Now for Kunigami, I do see where fans are getting the idea that he is going to score the final goal. With the title of the next chapter being Birth of the New Hero, and Isagi calling Kunigami a hero in the last chapter, this has led many fans to believe that Kunigami will be the one to score the final goal with an assist from Ness. An assist from the newly awakened Ness to reawaken the old Kunigami with a goal seems to be the running theory. But Kunigami scoring doesn't really make much sense narratively. Usually for goals there's some kind of build up or at least an idea of who will be the one scoring. This can be done through backstories or just general implication of the story. And with Kunigami, he really doesn't need to score a goal. From his interactions with Isagi and Shido, not only has he settled his issues with the Pink Devil in this game, but he's slowly reverting back to his old self from his assist play. Him scoring a goal would mean nothing for his character or his ego. I mean, how exactly would him scoring even impact his development positively? Kunigami's recent play of stopping Charles is a good final play for his character as he's throwing himself away for the sake of Isagi or Kaiser's victory, which is very similar to how the old Kunigami would play. So the only thing that leans towards Kunigami scoring the final goal is the title for the next chapter, which if you don't remember, the term new hero isn't in reference to Kunigami, it's in reference to whoever scores the final goal. This is said by Ego at the end of chapter 285, where he says, "Now it's time for the birth of the new egoist hero." You can try and argue that that's Kunigami, but I really don't think that's the case, and so I don't think he's going to be scoring the final goal. And now we've crossed the realm into the characters who I believe have a decent shot at scoring the final goal. Before getting into them though, if you are enjoying this video so far, leave me a like and subscribe down below to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this. And if you want to become a member of the channel, you will unlock some awesome perks, including custom video requests, shoutouts in videos, and even these custom emojis. All funding goes towards the Blue Lock New World movie, so if you want to share your support, become a member. Now, looking at the characters who I believe have a decent shot at scoring a goal, at the bottom of that list of characters, we have Rain Itoshi. Since Rain has become one of the 3 focus strikers for this game, and with his full understanding of his flow state, he's become an absolute menace during this match. But with the ball being near PXG's goal with the end of the last chapter, I really don't see Rain scoring. Unless the game just doesn't end next chapter, which I'm pretty sure it's going to, but if it doesn't, then Rain may have a chance. Because Rain at this point is stronger than both Kaiser and Isagi individually, he has the best individual chance to score a goal. But again, because of the current situation, it's very unlikely. The main reason though for having him above any of the other characters is mostly from the central focus on him as of late. And if PXG were to win the game against München, it would be due to Rain scoring as opposed to anyone else on that team. Overall though, he's just as unlikely as everyone else, but because he's Rain, he's got a better chance than they do. Following the Destroyer, we have the new Emperor of the next generation and the man who wields the fastest shot in the series, that being Michael Kaiser. Thanks to his contract with Isagi, Kaiser and him are now working together to pursue victory at any cost. And because the final goal has come down to luck, and there have been 2 situations where the ball has begun to drop towards Kaiser because of luck, he does have a pretty high chance of scoring the next goal. When you look at both Isagi and Kaiser in terms of goal scoring skill, Kaiser definitely has the better skill set in order to do so. I mean, not only does he have Metavision and Predator Eye, but he also has the world's fastest swing speed. All of those factors together contribute to the world's fastest shot. And thanks to Isagi's teamwork with him, he is now finding a new ambition and enjoyment for the sport. And looking at the defenders who have chosen to mark both players, you have Rain marking Isagi and Shido marking Kaiser. But if we're being honest, when comparing both Kaiser and Isagi, Isagi definitely has the higher chance of scoring the final goal. But if we're being honest here, between Kaiser and Isagi, we both know who is more likely to score the final goal. And that player is none other than Yoichi Isagi. Because the last pass has to come from Ness, it seems unlikely that out of those 2, Ness would pass to Kaiser. Another main reason people said that Isagi is going to be the final goal scorer comes from his desire to surpass Rain in NEL value. I mean, considering that Rain has a 48 million yen lead on Isagi, he needs to do something big in order to surpass him, right? Well, not necessarily. Isagi's performance in this recent game is by far the best in the NEL, starting off with him scoring an incredible goal with an assist from Kunigami. You also then have to calculate his overall plays that dominated the control for München, his remarks towards Noa, and even his team up with Kaiser. All of these factors are what is going to lead Isagi to surpassing Rain. Now, I could explain more about why exactly Isagi will surpass Rain, but I've made an entirely separate video on this, which you should totally go check out because it is a very, very good video. I'm totally not biased or anything. But as you can see by my ranking, Isagi is number 2. But why is that? Well, that's because there is another character that has an equal amount of chance of scoring the final goal, and that character is Alexis Ness. Now, I know a lot of people do not want Ness to score the final goal, but him scoring the final goal is definitely a possibility and would be a really good thing for his character. Thanks to Ness's development throughout the NEL and more recently in this current game, we've seen the thought process and style within the magic behind Ness's plays. And thanks to him now accepting Kaiser's release of him, he now needs to find himself a new ego. And the best ego for him now would be to score the final goal. Now, obviously he could stay as a passer and assist Isagi, as he will likely do something with the ball in the final play. But Ness scoring the final goal would turn him into the type of player he was before he met Kaiser, someone who can score goals and cast spells on the entire world by themselves. Could Ness still create a new ego for himself by assisting Isagi? Of course he could. But I think Ness scoring is better for his character arc, becoming someone who doesn't need anyone else, rather than just switching players that he chooses to pass to. And if Ness does stay as a passer, he kind of shares the same ego as Hiori, which I feel is still somewhat basic. Now, I'm on the Ness goal scoring train, but Isagi scoring the final goal is just as likely. But that's just my ranking of the characters likely to score the final goal in the PXG vs München match. The potential for any character to score is really high, so if you think that someone else is going to score the final goal, you're fully able to do that. Because again, this video is just my prediction and my own personal opinion. Now, like I mentioned before, this video was made before the release of chapter 293, so if I am right, come back to this video and let me know who scored. But aside from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. And just a final reminder that if you want to become a member of this channel, you would not only help fund the Blue Lock New World movie, but you would also get your name listed in the credits of the movie as a contributor to the project. You can also show your support by joining my Discord server, which the link to that is down below. As for the question of the video though, who do you think is going to score the final goal in the NEL? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching, like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.